Everybody, it's Victor. It's time to another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Thank you all very much for the support on the Sacred Heart Randomizer week. I know that we had some problems on the Tainted Lost run, and again, I didn't catch that until after I had already recorded that video, so hopefully yesterday's it was better. I am on the old microphone now. Again, there's nothing wrong with the other microphone, but that one is literally the only reason why I got that is for voice acting. I am on the new board, though, so I've adjusted more settings on the noise gate and stuff, so hopefully we don't have that problem again, and I do apologize about that. Again, I didn't know that that was a problem while I was recording it. It sucks, too, because that run, obviously, it was a banger, but we did have another video across 2,000 likes thanks to the Mosh Pit. Thank you all very much for making that possible. Also, here's your meme of the day, brought to you by, once again, Prestigious Turn 268 on the Invictus subreddit. Top thread was, at least I have goat head. Sacred Heart. So he picks any one of us up, and we go in together. All right, time's up. Let's do this. Invicta! Oh my God, he just ran in. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Yeah. Man, oh man, I remember when that first came out, man. Like that's how long I've been playing WoW. So thank you very much, Prestigious Turn. I'm ready for like an MMO or something to come out and grab my attention again. Oh my God, that face. For a second, I had flashbacks. I felt like I was playing The Lost again. Papa 8, Quebec 9, Zila. So yeah, I am back on the old SM7B, and there's nothing wrong with this microphone. I want to state that for the record because some people were surprised that I was changing from the SM7B to the TLM 193. The reason why I did it is because, I think I explained it in the last video, but in case if you missed that one, essentially, man, our tears rate's actually good. Our DPS is not bad. We're going to get some more tears here thanks to Sad Onion. Starting off with Dead Dove also gives us flying and spectral tears, which is great, and we have a horrifying look on our face here. But anyway, the other microphone I got was the Neumann TLM 193, which is that's the microphone that both the casting director, the game director, and the workshop hosts, the ones who are professional voice actors, all said don't get this because it is overkill. And with me being me, I'm like, okay, so that's my microphone. But you know, like I said, it was something that I want to do seriously, and I think that if you're going to do something, I want the best possible opportunity to. And that microphone has already made an impact. The casting director immediately saw not only improvement in my acting, but also the sound. Okay, yeah, that little stutter that you see right there, that audio, that is not from anything other than my computer. My computer does that once a day, and then it's good for the rest of the time. I know that we got lots of problems here. Honestly, this computer is probably due for just the trash heap. I mean, I have not been happy with my Origin piece. I got it. And it was an all-in-one build, so, and I normally never, ever, ever do all-in-one, but in this case, I did it just because it was supposed to be kind of a brand deal thing, which I won't go into. But I ultimately ended up having to pay for it. Get Pageant Boy to start it off, and there was no soul hearts that I recall inside of the shop. You definitely want to go back and at least go into the curse room, though, because at least I know that we get in there and out for free, although it was already free getting in there anyway. But yeah, that was something that I just made up my mind. I said, yeah, you know, if I'm going to take something seriously, I'm going to do it the right way. I want to do it as properly as possible and give myself the best shot at success. Turn down the game sound a little bit more. It's hard when you're working with a new audio interface to get the kinks out of everything. I'm so used to that other board that I had that, you know, it's like all my levels were set. You know, everything was honky dory, and then completely changing hardware is a big change. On top of the new board, new microphone, and you know, and then the other things, the other hidden things that you don't think about, like having your OBS settings change because all the levels were set for that old board. And that's the reason why I changed the noise gate setting, because the new microphone, that Neumann microphone that I got, That one was picking up on idle sounds. It was picking up on mouth, like clicks and snaps and stuff, and I don't like that. So in an effort to cut down on that, I looked up some better options for a noise gate with that microphone settings in mind, and it turns out that the closed gate was a little bit too aggressive on that. Which is the reason why you heard that cutting in and out of commentary, because that was me basically subtly turning my head away like this. You see how it's kind of, not into the microphone. And at least the SM7B allows me to kind of have that head movement without too much protest from the noise gate. But that Neumann microphone that I have is extremely sensitive because it's made for studios. It's not made for streaming, and that's the reason why I'm not using it. Eventually what I'm going to do is I'm working out a dual setup to where I have that, and we've already done most of this. I still keep using the new board because I love the quality of this Apollo Solo here. But the goal is to have the Neumann, the super expensive microphone. That one is going to be for voice acting and gigs and stuff that I do. I don't know if I'm going to do audiobooks or anything like that, but it's been suggested to me. And that's going to be the work microphone, the work microphone, and then the SM7B, which is the one you're hearing right now, that's for streaming and vocals and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I always say in these situations, I just say thank you to all of you who allow me to be able to do this. Because without you watching these videos and giving them a thumbs up and leaving comments and everything, I would not be able to afford to do this level of equipment, and pursue what I love and what I love to do in life, which is work. How did that registered a hit there, game? Yeah, well, we've thrown away an entire, not only our holy mantle, but also a whole soul heart. So, not happy about that. It does feel good playing Eden again. A little discombobulated here. Wow, we're gonna get another Tears upgrade. Charge penny's kind of whatever. Oh baby, and I am going to take everything here. We're still gonna come away with the base starting HP that we had. A nice little upgrade, luck upgrade there. And yeah, I think we Gucci. We want the mysterious pay. Yeah, no, we want to stick with the charge penny in case we get something better than that one. Bait and switch is what I was thinking about. I will say that the level of familiarity is kind of nice with the SM7B because I know the limitations of this microphone. I know that it can handle my screaming and playing up the voice and stuff. Because if I'm not good at anything, I'm good at one thing, is projecting my voice. And that's never really been a problem for me. It's probably the only part of my body that's actually in shape. Is my vocal cord. But that being said, though, with that microphone, the studio mic, the Neumann, that thing is, I feel scared to go full chested into screaming, or I would never dream of doing metal vocals or something in that with that microphone. That is out of the question. On top of its ridiculous price, I also wouldn't want to jeopardize the makeup of it. I don't know how fragile it is. I mean, obviously it's made to work. That's what it's there for, but it was not made for streaming in mind. So anyway, that's the rundown of what happened with Friday's episode. And I feel bad too, because it really did kind of sully people's opinion on the run, and it sucks. It sucks that happened, just because it was such a mind-numbingly difficult run to try to figure out and min-max for, that I think most people were getting distracted by the fact that, and with good reason, that the commentary was cutting in and out instead of really kind of honing in on the level of min-maxing we ultimately had to do. This isn't too bad of a speed downgrade, honestly. We could use the HP, especially that basically just paid for all of our Devil Deal items that we just got done picking up. So I've done a few sound tests with the SM7B here on the new board, on the Apollo Solo, and it's pretty good. It doesn't sound nearly as muddy as it did on the Roadcaster, which also had some weird bass boosting stuff going on, and it's honestly 99.9% a probability that any issues that we had on that board is my own fault. I'm not a sound engineer. I know about sound, but I'm certainly not educated enough to sit here and say that I'm a master at balancing and stuff, or mixing. I just go off of ear input, essentially. So there was definitely some issues with that Roadcaster. Honestly, the thing that I'm missing about that, there's two things I'm missing about the old Roadcaster. The first one is the hard mute button that I had on the board itself. I can just reach over my left hand, hit it, mute it, and then there's no double guessing. There's no protest from the computer. It's like, no, this microphone is muted. So I don't have a hard mute button on this board. And the second thing I don't have is the soundboard for the laughter effects and stuff. The last thing I will say before we focus more on the game here is just that just allow me a little bit of more time to adjust to everything. It's like I said, it's challenging with a new set of equipment when you're so used to everything being the same way that there's a little bit of a cooling off period for making sure that things are working right and sounding good. I'd appreciate a little bit of patience with that. It goes a long way. Reed here. He waited till we teleported before he shot. Gonna do that? You're gonna do that, Greed? I'm just gonna cheese you down then. What do you think about that? What I thought. I am gonna take the counterfeit penny. It's just better. It's just flat out better than the charged penny right here. And look at all that extra money we got. Up to 1 cent more per penny. Soul Heart would be nice here. Didn't get one. Got two. Thanks to Spelunky, or Spelunker's Helm, we will be able to know exactly if we're going into a dead end or not by looking at the map. And I did have fun on Sacred Heart Randomizer Week. Outside of, again, people griping that I forgot about some challenges, which is true. And, I don't blame them, but I think that some people were getting a little too lost in the sauce there. Forgetting that, hey, I've done this for a long time, the same way for years, for over a decade now. So if I slip up, it's like I kind of equate it to think of playing your favorite game, the one that you know and love, whatever you name your favorite video game, okay? And then all of a sudden the game's control scheme decides to flip the controls on you. Like all buttons do different things now, and also now the movement directions are also different. All of a sudden, and you're expected to play up to the level that you are normally. That's what the randomizer is sometimes like. Making sure I cannot ignore angel items and stuff. There's so many meh angel items out there. I'm used to just not taking. That kind of stuff is that I do wish that people were a little bit more understanding about that. It may seem simple. Don't get me wrong. It may seem like it's like, dude, just pick up all pills and take them. But when you're so used to passing them up for over a literal decade, it becomes very ingrained that I do a lot of things in Isaac that it doesn't even register in my brain as a movement. Like clearing the last room, I don't know what I just did in there. I have no clue. The memory of me clearing whatever was in this room is gone. I have no idea what that was. I know that sounds silly, but that's the trade-off for the type of commentary that I do, which is just it's total flow of consciousness commentary. It's whatever's in my brain obviously with an obscenities filter. It's whatever comes into my brain is just go. And the trade-off is that I'm very in the moment. I'm very what's happening right now on the screen. give you the play-by-play, give you my active thoughts as they're happening. That's the reason why the commentary is so raw sometimes, and why some people don't like my style of commentary is because, yeah, if things go bad, yeah, I will get complainy pants about stuff. There's no time for me to say, well, let me make sure what I'm about to say is going to be YouTube friendly. I don't want people to complain about the complaininess. No, you're gonna hear my real reaction no matter what. This is all in live. This is all in real time. I'm recording this not live on stream, but I'm recording this live on the microphone. There's no cutting, no editing, no nothing here. So, and it takes a long time to be able to get to that stage of commentary, where not only are you able to keep up with whatever is going on in whatever game you're talking about, but also keep people entertained, and that's something that you can't teach overnight. I decided not go for Little Horn there. We don't need Little Horn, in my opinion. I'd rather save that HP for something better, or possibly a a Temperance Machine or something. Especially with us having the counterfeit penny. Bait and switch does not do a whole lot of damage, contact damage anyway. I am going to use a bomb here. And so let's take context clues really quickly here. I'm pausing this because I want to make boss rush. So if you look at the room above us and the room to the right of us, you'll notice that there's no continuation there. That means that both of those directions are dead ends. We know that because we have Spelunker Helm. If we were to go to the east right now, it's a dead end. If we were to go north here, it's a dead end. If those were not dead ends, you would see over to the northwestern side look at the left of the secret room. You see how there's still 2 more rooms extending beyond the next room that we're about to go into. That means that the map is still going in one of those 2 directions or both of those directions without it being an immediate dead end. So that's the style of mapping that Spelunkers give you. So I know that this is only going to go up, and it's probably that Zubat room or this one too. Yeah. This is the reason why I didn't want to be in here. So we know, okay, look, we have a challenge room over here. We know that it's the mob trap room. We don't need to go up there unless we really just want to go scouting. But we're still looking for the shop, and we're still looking for the item room. And on top of that, the Spelunker's Helm also tells you exactly where the secret rooms are. Wow. Look at that. What a fantastic item. And that's just an example of how multifaceted an item can be that looks so one-dimensional in Isaac. You look at the Spelunker Helm and think, oh, okay, it just shows you where the secret rooms are. Ooh, big whoop. If you're good at the game, you're going to be able to know where it is anyway. Well, there's more to it than that. You get mapping, you get to cut down on your full clears, which keeps you safe, which knows how that's going to spiral into the next level of advantage that you have, ultimately leading you to winning this run. So we know that it still extends up to the north. So I'm going to double back here and see if the shop is up there, and it is, and also the super secret room. And without the Spelunker's Helm, I would not have known that any of this was up here. I would have had to just go look for my own. Definitely need some damage, though. I'm happy with our tears rate, even though it's not maxed. This is still fine. Take a magician card. Okay, so let's get maximum money. Okay, so let's go into the shop here. And yep. First death card, don't really care about that. Need some Yaves. Gonna take some of them Yaves. And you're wondering, by the way, why Alex did not do the thumbnail for yesterday's episode. It's because his power got cut. And they had not restored it by the time he was supposed to do the thumbnail. There we go. So we almost did a full clear. Not quite a full clear there. So it saved us a little bit of time. And we should have boss rush under wraps here. Now, this is a great matchup for us with us having Eye of Belial because we have the piercing shots. And also, we get the double damage from when we strike the Mask of Infamy, which is going to be always charging against us. So regardless of whatever the heart is doing, we're still going to get that double damage payout on the damage. We know that this is a dead end up there. No reason to go up there. Continuation. Now, do we need to be using bait and switch for our primary DPS? No, we don't. We have at least the Eye of Belial here to help us out and chunk things down. But it is nice to be able to get that burst of damage there whenever we need it. And also, it does work. Either one of those there. It does work in an AoE sort of area too. Yeah, an AoE area. You know, professional commentary. This is a vault. Go check to see what's in here. One of our keys back. Okay. I'll get the louse, which I don't really care about. It is an effective way of taking down mobs without us having to get too close to them. Look at this. We get a crazy shortcut as well as a crawl space, which anywhere. Okay, so that's a big time saving shortcut. Need to find the Fool card. And feeling it's going to be in this next room. Not, then Boss Rush might be looking a little bit of danger. Demon Baby. Don't really care for him. Don't really... Opinion of Demon Baby. It is not in here. Usually it is. Okay. All this money. All this money, and we got doo-doo shops. Good luck to your teams if you're still in the postseason for the NFL. My team's not, as you all know. Yep, and I have a sneaky suspicion that we're not going to get Mike McDaniel either. Buccaneers. I know we have some Seahawks fans, we have some Niners fans in the mosh pit. I'm just glad we have some football fans in the mosh pit. That'd be tragic. Who would I be able to talk to about my football woes? Where am I going? Costumes over here. We only have less than a minute and a half left. We've got to get some damage here on this Devil Deal if we get one, or in the Boss Rush. That's the reason why Boss Rush is so important. It can prop up a run that doesn't have a total package of stat ups here. We've only gotten tears ups really, and of course I'm not going to complain about that. But if we want to focus on the new thing that we need, first it goes from okay, we need a tears upgrade. Now we need damage. And recognizing where you're lacking in Isaac is just as important as knowing what to do in any run, in any room, dealing with whatever enemy. Maw of the Visiloid. It's going to be 2 or 3 for Leviathan. Of time. We'll take Caffeine Pill for the movement speed up. We'll take Maw of the Visill. Take the negative for damage, and I guess take Bob's Curse. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Book of Sin. The Book of Sin may have even been a better choice, but I wanted bombs, and I think bait and switch is good for, especially since we don't have the actual Holy Mantle. Its value is really in letting you get into and out of those curse rooms, even if we didn't have flying. So as long as I don't, bung up the micro. All right, Spelunker Helm, take us home. Which there is the cursed room. We have 8 bombs, so I'm just gonna do this so we can get. Not really too concerned about the money at this point. We just want to have the W up. Now that's a trip right there, seeing Maw the Void teleport like that. Actual nothing personnel kid. That's good. I like that. Teleport. Telefrag pack. Let me get down. Yeah, we do have the school bag, which again I always forget that I have. Let's take the Eye of Belial just for us to have the damage upgrade. Yeah, look at the size of the sty tiers as well. It's starting to get a little scary. 99 cents thanks to the counterfeit penny. We know that it's still going, and now we know it's not. So that is a dead end over there to the east. In the rock right there. Definitely use the soul heart. And this will absolutely get us a double deal. At least it should anyway. Up to almost 50%. All right. It's going to be Def. Def. By that, I mean it won't. I know. Someone's already typing in the comments, "You've got an odd leaf. Why didn't you take the orbital?" Ah! Like, dude, that's a great Greenskin impersonation. And secondly, actually it's not, but... And secondly, we don't need it. We don't need that combo. I don't care about orbitals that much unless we absolutely need them. And I'm not... This is not a run where we need to sit there and use an invulnerable combo to win. So, yeah. There were some issues there that you saw with orbitals, and you know, being unable to control your outgoing damage is a very, very, very big deal for me. And unless if we need to use orbitals, like we just need to, I don't think it is necessary to take them. And in fact, what I will say about Cube of Meat and Ball of Bandages is that they do feel like a hindrance sometimes, almost to the point of being dangerous. Now, we are not in any danger of dying in this run right now, but you never know. You never know if we're down to 1 HP, 1 half heart, or whatever, and then we get some bombs coming up near us, or we get a bomb fly or exploding champion, something like that we just cannot afford to kill out of order or near too close to us. And let's say that in a panic I have to teleport with bait and switch, and we accidentally detonate a bomb lamprey fly next to us when we have no HP or no iframes. It's game over. I mean, you have to be able to understand more than just surface level of items in Isaac sometimes. It may seem overly paranoid, but if you're an ultra safe player like I am, it just all makes sense. The Book of Belial here. For some reason I thought I already switched to bait and switch, but thanks to the blanket, we've been getting some use out of the blanket there, that holy mantle. And there, get a couple of licks in with the Maw of the Void. $74% double deal. All right. So it's looking like it may be a dead end over here. Still going. I don't know how we were in range of that. Not use Maw of the Void until we got him in the corner, or we're getting rid of these barrels here. Okay, so now we know it's a dead end, which is what I suspect. Yave. That's another thing. I can do my Mongolian chanting again. I can actually put my mouth up to the microphone without it in fear of destroying destroying the equipment. Or Soul Heart, I'll take. You know this is a dead end, so I just wanted to see what's inside of the Super Secret Room. I don't know it's a dead end. Well, because the map does not continue down in that direction. So it's looking like the only way to go is south, but not over southwest, but southeast. Okay, you know what? You get to die. Remember, those brimstone turrets do not stop for anything. Okay. All right, game. We have 15 bombs, so I feel compelled to at least try to get some of the soul hearts that the game has debatably robbed us on so far. You're playing this to completion. You're going to give me back those 2 soul hearts, or at least give me Crystal Ball. I will sit here and spend every one of these 99 cents until one of those 2 things happens. How long it takes us to get there, game, is up to you. See, now it's feeling the pressure. Yep. Again, it's up to you, game. However long this takes. You are driving the bus. There's all of our soul hearts back. There we go. Promise delivered. Lover's card. We do not want the Torn card. Death card. Hangman card. And a Berkano rune. Our Bombas. And did we need to do all that? No. But I was gonna. Look, I told the game straight up how it's gonna be. This is how it is. You give us back the HP or give me Crystal Ball, and we'll be on our way. Nothing happens till one of those two things happens. Dude, I must be missing. My brain has filtered out a part of Isaac's toe or something, because we are getting hit by some shenanigans here. They will always spawn bomb lamprey flies right behind you. All right, so we know that to the left and to the south, it is Bad News Bears. I am going to take Sulfur. This gives us Leviathan. I'm going to take Lusty Blood as well. We don't care about Candy Conception or Ghost Baby. Say thank you to Bait and Switch for being our cohort. These shots, man. You're trying to be cordial to Bait and Switch. The game's trying to pull like it's playing in the MLG finals or something. Again. Go check inside the secret room here. A greed fight. Correction is super greed fight. Yes. Isaac circle above us. The only continuation is to the south. At the super secret room. Yeah, it feels good back on Eden again. Just it's I'm on the old microphone. I'm on the old character. Things are slowly getting back to normal around here. I will go check out the super secret room real quick. Just want to clear this room. We have a full charge on the Book of Belial as well as Sulfur, so Lamb shouldn't be a problem. And then I think we're just going to dunk him. We're going to dunk and run. I don't mean a Dunkin' run to Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' makes one thing and one thing only that's decent, and it is their glazed donut. That is it. I have tried breakfast sandwiches from Dunkin' Donuts, and I can tell you for a fact that, well, I'll let my stomach do the talking there, because it was very upset and not feeling good for the entire day. That was, I think, the first time I'd ever eaten a breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts, and it will be my last. I think any newbie with not even basic cooking knowledge, just if you know how to turn on something that heats up something, you could make a better breakfast sandwich than Dunkin' Donuts. It was awful. We're not talking like Egg McMuffin good. We're talking about Egg McMuffin if it was made by Play-Doh and AI. It was bad. But their donuts, though, the glazed donuts ain't bad. I do love me some glazed donuts. Normal movement speed. Yeah, that's a normal movement speed game. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. So hopefully the audio was back to normal on this episode here. Happy Sunday. Like I said, if you happen to be in the playoffs, good luck for your football team. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. We're already 2 ahead of schedule for the next like streak goal of Alt Path Week happening here on the channel for 2026. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the new patrons as well for those of you who've been signing up to join the randomizer beta. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to pages of mine like Kane Hughes, Isaac Johnson, Bob, and Elmo Bentley. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.